The latest footage from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier reveals surprising new details. It's the first show for Disney Plus set within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's the Falcon and Bucky Show, which you may call something else, but we call it that here. Tentatively set to debut this August, we're going to see what's in store for Bucky Barnes and Sam Wilson after Steve Rogers handed over his shield at the end of Avengers Endgame to an unwitting Falcon. And while we saw a decent amount of the post-Endgame world in Spider-Man Far From Home, you can expect this show to kick off Phase 4 in the MCU in a major way. And yes, I know technically Black Widow is the actual first chapter of Phase 4, but come on, it's a prequel set between the events of Captain America Civil War and Avengers Infinity War. Not to say it can't make an impact, but this is quite literally the future. So unless the Black Widow is going to go for some Lost style flash forwards, expect Falcon and the Winter Soldier to be our first real look at what we can expect going forward. And now, thanks to the latest footage shown off to Disney shareholders on Wednesday, new details are coming to light about the series, and they reveal way more than those press releases did about the show's plot. Seriously, this is officially what we know. Sam and Bucky must, quote, team up in a global adventure that tests their abilities and their patience in Marvel Studios' The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, end quote. Just riveting stuff. So what do we know about the show and what was in that shareholder footage? Well, we're going to break it down right now after a spoiler warning. We're going to be getting all kinds of spoilery today on the Falcon and Bucky Show, but if you don't care about that sort of thing, then stick around, give us a like and subscribe as we break down what we know so far about the series coming to Disney+. Now, it was officially announced last April, right before the release of Avengers Endgame, that this show is actually going to happen. At the time, it seemed likely that the show was going to be about deciding whether the Falcon or the Winter Soldier would become the next Captain America, because both characters have taken up the mantle in the comics. But the end of Endgame answered that question once and for all when old Steve Rogers handed off the shield to Sam Wilson. Then, at San Diego Comic-Con later that year, Daniel Bruhl's villain from Captain America Civil War, Baron Zemo, interrupted the big Marvel panel in character. Not only would Zemo be a major villain for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, he would also finally be wearing the iconic purple masks from the comics. You might say that this show's shaping up to be a butcher shop because you just know that Bucky and Zemo, they got a lot of beef. We also learned that just because Steve gave Sam the shield, it doesn't mean the country and the world at large accept Falcon as the new Captain America. This was further cemented by the casting of Wyatt Russell as John Walker, who you may know as Captain America's replacement in the comics, U.S. Agent. Someone we've gotten the barest of glimpses of thus far, but thanks to the behind-the-scenes footage we saw on social media, what he's going to look like, which is Cap but different. Then during the big game Marvel Studios commercial, because we can't legally call it the Superb Owl, we got our first glimpse at footage from the show, albeit only about 8 seconds worth. And in this spot, we saw Falcon practicing how he throws the shield, we saw Sam and Bucky in a corridor shaking hands, something they definitely can't do anymore, Falcon using his wingsuit, and Zemo facing off with Bucky. Like we said, Beef City, and not just because they all got super ripped for this. So when you see all of this together, what do you have? Well, not a whole lot. You have 8 seconds worth of promo. But finally, we luckily learned a good chunk more about the plot to this series. Thanks to the folks at comicbook.com, we have a description to some of the clips that were shown off at the Disney shareholder meeting. So let's break down those descriptions right now. The footage began with Baron Zemo trying to activate Bucky a la Civil War style, where he's like, Tango, Sisyphus, race car, box office. Thankfully, it didn't work. It's a testament to medical and therapeutic technology in Wakanda. It's good enough to unwash your brain. In fact, it's revealed in that scene that Bucky is seeking out Zemo because someone has restarted the Super Soldier project. The next scene's a patriotic pep rally, but on steroids. Something we got the briefest of glimpses of during that big game spot. Now, according to the write-up, an announcer's introducing the new Captain America to the world, and we see a figure with the shield standing backstage draped in silhouette, which we can all safely assume is going to be U.S. Agent at this point, not Sam Wilson, because it's clear the government doesn't care for Steve's recommendation for a replacement. They want to put their own guy to wield the shield. The question that we have now is, how do they get their hands on Captain America's shield? Do they go to Sideshow Collectibles? Do they have a backup copy? Is this just like an inferior version like Taskmaster's and Black Widow? Do they steal it from Falcon, which leads to him and Bucky trying to get it back? Any of these seems equally probable, except that very first one. Next up, we have a montage of action scenes, which probably includes some of the wingsuit footage that we saw from the big game spot, but on top of that, there was more of Zemo fighting in his purple mask. Then the last clip had Bucky telling Sam they aren't friends, which you hate to hear it.
I hate you.
But they need to work together for the sake of their mutual pal, Steve, which you love to hear it. Honestly, it seems like they're really gonna lean into that frenemy dynamic they established in Civil War, and we are 3000% on board for that.
Can you move your seat up? No.
With this being the first Disney Plus series set within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, there's a lot of pressure on this show to perform to the standards people have come to expect. However, based on the past 12 years of Marvel offerings on the big screen, as well as the success and fun of that other big Disney Plus show, The Mandalorian, we have the utmost confidence this is going to be a success right out the gate. Now, ultimately, we're looking forward to finally seeing a full trailer for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. As it stands right now, the show's still set to premiere this August on Disney Plus, but due to the show's European shoots in Prague being shut down for the time being due to COVID-19, there's a strong chance this release date might get pushed. So sorry to end this on a bit of a bummer, but hey, that's life. But what do you folks think? Are you excited by how the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, how the Falcon and Bucky show is shaping up? Do you think we're gonna get cameos from other Avengers within this show? And when, oh when, do you think we're finally gonna get a trailer? Let's discuss. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, why not give us a like and subscribe? And if you want to get notified every time we go live with a new show or drop a new video, please feel free to mash that little bell. You know what it did. That way you can be up to date on all the latest theories, news, and rumors in the pop culture world.